I found out I was cut out of my father's will. While sitting in a lawyer's waiting room I wasn't even invited to. I was only there because my grandmother asked me to drive her. She was quiet the whole way, staring out the window, hands folded in her lap. That should have been my first warning. My name is Lucas. I'm 31 years old, and until that afternoon, I still believed my father and I had some kind of relationship left. My mom died when I was 17. Cancer, fast, cruel, the kind that doesn't give you time to prepare. After she passed, my dad didn't fall apart. He disappeared, not physically, emotionally. 2 years later, he met Vanessa. She was younger than him by 15 years. Polished, confident, always smiling but never with her eyes. She didn't hate me. That would have been easier. She just erased me. At first I tried. I showed up to dinners. I texted. I called. But every conversation felt like I was interrupting something. Something more important. When my dad married her, I wasn't part of the planning. I found out through a Facebook post. A picture of them on a beach. Barefoot. Holding champagne. Captioned New Beginnings. I didn't go no contact. I stayed polite. Because somewhere deep down, I still hoped he'd remember who I was to him. The house we lived in growing up belonged to my grandmother. My dad's mother. She never transferred it fully. She believed in keeping options open. At the time, I didn't understand what she meant. As the years passed, Vanessa changed things. Furniture replaced. Rooms renovated. Photos of my mother quietly disappeared. And eventually, so did I. When my dad had health issues last year, I offered help. Drove him to appointments. Sat in waiting rooms. Brought groceries. Vanessa barely acknowledged me. She spoke around me, like I was furniture. One afternoon, while driving my grandmother to a legal appointment, she finally spoke. "Your father updated his will," she said. Her voice was calm. Too calm. I asked her what she meant. She looked at me then. Really looked at me. "He left everything to Vanessa," she said. "You're not listed." I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because my brain rejected it. Like a bad translation. "That's not possible," I said. "I'm his son." She didn't argue. She just sighed. "He believes you'll be fine on your own." That sentence hurt more than being cut out entirely. Be fine on your own. Like I had already been. For years, I didn't confront my father immediately. I needed to hear it from him, not filtered through lawyers and silence. When I did ask him, he didn't deny it. Didn't hesitate. Didn't apologize. "Vanessa needs security," he said. "You're young, capable." I asked him what my mother would have wanted. He didn't answer. He just repeated himself. Vanessa stood in the doorway the entire time. Arms crossed. Watching. Satisfied. I left without raising my voice. Without yelling. Without saying the things I wanted to. Because sometimes dignity is the only thing you can take with you. Weeks passed. Then months. I stopped calling. Stopped visiting. Not out of spite. Out of self-preservation. Then my grandmother asked me to come over. Just us. No lawyers. No paperwork. Just tea. She told me she'd changed her own will. Quietly. Decisively. Everything she owned. The house. The land. The trust she'd built over decades. Would skip my father entirely. And go directly to me. I didn't react at first. I just sat there. Processing. She said, "I raised your father better than this. If he's forgotten where he came from, I haven't." I told her I didn't want to cause problems. She smiled sadly. "Problems already exist," she said. "I'm just deciding who pays for them." When my father found out, he didn't call me. He went straight to her, argued, raised his voice, accused her of manipulation, of favoritism. She listened, then said something that ended the conversation. "I watched you choose comfort over character," she told him. "I won't reward that." Vanessa stopped smiling after that. Suddenly, she wanted family dinners, conversations, reconciliation. I declined. When my father eventually passed, the will reading was tense. Vanessa expected everything. She got less than she planned. My father's assets, yes, but the house, the land, the trust, gone, already transferred, already protected. She looked at me like I'd stolen something, like inheritance was a competition. My father never apologized, not in writing, not in words, not even at the end. But my grandmother lived long enough to see the outcome, to see that loyalty still mattered to someone. She passed peacefully a year later, left me a note, just one line. Never let anyone convince you that love is conditional. I don't feel victorious. I don't feel smug. I feel clear. Being cut out of the will taught me something brutal. Family isn't proven by blood. It's proven by choices, especially when money is involved. My father chose his new life. My grandmother chose truth. And I learned that sometimes the person who really sees you isn't the one who raised you, but the one who refuses to let you be erased. So tell me, if your own parent chose someone else over you, would you still call that family?